task 1 is the contributing factors of the fire triangle. So let's talk about the fire triangle. So the triangle of combustion symbolized the concept of fire for a long time and represented heat, fuel, and oxygen. Further research into fire led to the conclusion that fourth element was a necessary component of fire, which is the chemical reaction. So the fire triangle was subsequently changed to a fire tetrahedron, also referred to as a fire diamond, pyramid, or combustion triangle, to reflect the fourth element. So a tetrahedron is best described as a pyramid, which is a solid with four plane faces. All the four elements essentially must be present for the occurrence of fire: oxygen, heat, fuel, and chemical reaction. If you remove any of these essential elements, the fire will be extinguished. So the combustion triangle or fire triangle is the three components required for the ignition and sustaining a fire. Oxygen, fuel, and heat are the three ingredients of a fire triangle. The combustion triangle or fire triangle might seem like a simple concept, but it is a scientific principle that all people need to know. Understanding how fire is able to sustain itself is important background information in situations where you need to use fire safety equipment. So, the task 2, how to prevent. So, let's talk about on how to produce a fire. So, number 1 is enough oxygen to sustain combustion. Number 2, enough heat to raise the material to its ignition temperature. Number 3, some sort of fuel or combustible material. Number 4, the chemical exothermic reaction, that is fire. So kabaw na ta. We all know on how to produce a fire. So avoid those things to prevent the fire. So you need to avoid. So either there won't be a fire or it will be put out if you avoid those 4, because those 4 can produce a fire. Those 4 things. So oxygen, heat, fuel are frequently referred to as the fire triangle. Add the fourth element, the chemical reaction, and you actually have a fire tetrahedron. The important thing to remember is take any of these 4 things away and you will not have a fire, or the fire will be extinguished. So essentially, fire extinguishers put out fire by taking away one of or more elements of the fire tetrahedron. So fire safety at its most basic is based upon the principle of keeping fuel sources and ignition sources separate.